In this video, we're going to be talking about how to start a debug client. Servoy is both a development environment and an application server. So when Servoy developers first started, a localhost instance of the app server is also started at the same time. This allows you to develop, test, and debug your solution directly from within the development environment. Depending on the type of solution you're creating, you can deploy and test your solution in a native Java client called the Smart Client, a HTML and CSS client called the Web Client, or Servoy's AngularJS-based web client called the NG Client. In most cases, you'll be working with and deploying the NG Client. To launch the NG Client, come up to the Run menu and choose Launch NG Client. You can also use the Launch NG Client button that has some other options, so you can launch it in the browser of your choice. In this case, I'm going to launch it in my default browser, which is Chrome. In this basic solution, we haven't designed a way to navigate between records or add or delete them. This is just displaying the first record that's in the table. Fortunately, Servoy has a navigator property that you can set on any form, and Servoy will automatically create a way for you to scroll through and navigate through the records in the table. Let's jump back to our Servoy development environment, and on my form, if I come down on the Properties panel and choose the Navigator, double-click, and choose Default. Now I'm going to click OK, and we're going to save the form. Now as I navigate back to my solution, you can see that Servoy added this navigation. It's very basic, but it will get the job done. You can now go ahead and scroll through records one by one, and you can jump to specific records. Servoy automatically handles all the SQL required to select the data from the table automatically behind the scenes. Let's go here to the first record, and you can even go ahead and edit the records. I'm going to add XYZ. And as you click out, Servoy will automatically commit this to the backend database for you. As I scroll through the records here, you'll see that the top URL doesn't change. That's because Servoy uses AJAX technology to communicate with the application server, so the page is never reloaded. In addition, all of your business logic is also executed on the server, which is the most secure because there isn't any opportunity for a malicious injection. Coming back into the development environment, Servoy Developer is an interactive development environment, meaning that the changes you make in the development environment are immediately reflected in the debug client. As we saw earlier with the Navigator, you can also change the design of the form itself. So if I remove this country field, and I save the form, so as I navigate back to my debug client, you'll notice that the country field has been removed in real time. There was no need for me to restart or refresh the client. Servoy just changed it for me automatically. This makes your development process extremely productive because you can immediately view the business logic and design changes as you make them in Servoy Developer. Well, that's about it for this short tutorial. For Servoy University, I'm Bob Cusick.